Absolutely. All right. Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and get started. Thanks everyone for being patient and learning a little bit more about me and Jess. So let's go ahead and kind of get started. Jessica, do you want to kick it off for us?
Yeah, I'll kick it off. So first, I guess before we introduce ourselves, I just want to do a quick housekeeping item. And if you've been on these trainings before, you'll know that we actually pre-record a large portion of it. And that's for a few reasons. It makes a much cleaner presentation, and it also allows us to distribute the content afterwards much faster. So we just kind of wrap it all up in a video and email it out to you guys. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Jessica with ShortStack. I've been with the company for a while now, about 8 years, I guess. I am a customer success strategist. I basically help our new users learn the ropes and learn how to be successful with the platform. So I am joined on this call by my colleague, Adam. Adam, take it away.
Hey everybody, I'm Adam Hemmler. Some of you have probably talked to me before, but I am the sales vice president for ShortStack. I've been here for about 10 years. And yeah, I just, handle a lot of one-off situations, demos, sales calls, support. We all wear a lot of hats. So we each have our own little specialties, but at the end of the day, we're all experts of the platform. And today, me and Jess are super excited to talk about some games, quizzes, and other types of templates that we have. So yeah, you want to jump into the video now, Jess, or did you want to touch on anything?
I just want to say one more quick thing. So obviously, because we are doing a live training, we'd love to answer all the questions that you have here live. And so as we're watching this pre-recorded portion, just you can go ahead, when a question pops in your head, click on the Q&A icon at the bottom of your screen and just type it in. And then at the end of the recording, we'll go ahead and answer all the questions. Like I said, we'll do it live here in our live training. So yeah, with that, go ahead, kick it off.
Fantastic.
We're proud to unveil our new gaming templates and give you a refresh on some of our older ones. These game templates are not only a great way to revamp your giveaway strategy, they'll help you solidify top-of-mind awareness among your audience. To start, let's look at our newest game template, Spin the Reels. The Spin the Reels template is an instant win giveaway that simulates a slot machine experience. By submitting an email address, the reels are revealed and the participant can take a spin. In this example, this bar is using this giveaway to get the word out about their new drink menu, as well as attract foot traffic into their establishment. Patrons are offered to take a shot at winning a free drink. If they win, the bartender would make that drink for them on the house. Apart from restaurants and bars, this template would work well for just about any type of business by allowing them to promote new products and services, or even by giving away different levels of discounts. Next, check out another template we've recently released. This is our puzzle template, which allows you to create a puzzle using an image and, as an option, setting a time limit in which participants have to complete the puzzle. In this giveaway, participants have a shot at winning a vacation to a mystery destination, but first they have to complete this puzzle in under 30 seconds. A cool feature about this giveaway is the ability to collect a timestamp for the times the puzzle was completed within, allowing you to turn this giveaway into a contest. You can even display those times in a sort of leaderboard by using the entry display widget. By clicking each of the names down here, I can see some of the completion times and know the time I have to beat. Our next game templates have been around for a bit, but they're a big success with audiences. So if you haven't seen or used these templates yet, you're in for a treat. This Scratch and Win giveaway is a favorite of ShortStack users because it attracts so much participation. We ran our Scratch and Win giveaway and saw a higher participation rate than we've ever seen before. The Scratch and Win template allows you to set up an instant win giveaway with a scratch-off component. The participant will use their mouse on a desktop or fingertip on a mobile device to scratch off an image, revealing if they're a winner. We recently did a live training on instant win giveaways, so check that out on our YouTube channel to learn about these types of giveaways and how to set them up. And last but certainly not least, challenge your audience's knowledge with a quiz. This knowledge quiz template has recently had a bit of a makeover, so let's look at the most recent version of this popular template. This example is a quiz built to test your knowledge of commercial airlines. When answering each question, you have the ability to show text, images, and even customize correct or incorrect answer text to display when the question's been answered. At the end of the quiz, you can display a score and custom outcome text as well. You can use these types of knowledge quizzes to qualify leads. For example, if this were a quiz about emergency preparedness, it could prompt a sales call from an insurance agent. Now that you've seen some examples of our game templates, I'm going to hand it over to Adam, who's going to show you how to set these up in ShortStack.
All right, thank you so much, Jessica. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first talk about our spin the reels template. So it's a variation of our instant win, like Jessica spoke about. And really, what all of these templates, games that we've been talking about so far, the common thread for all of these is there's a very specific configure template button that we have built out for each one. And this configure template button is to make your life easier. For instance, with the spin the reel, the configure template button is used to configure the images on the reel and allowing you to also tell us, or configure the system to tell us which logo should be the winning one, so that should show up in a row, 3 times in a row on the reel. So each of these templates have that configure template button. Just a specialized approach that we've built in to make it easy for you to configure what that template provides. For instance, like the picture puzzle template, that one is configured with a template button, configure template button that allows you to easily upload the image that will turn into the puzzle. And then you can configure the time, you can configure how many squares and rows are on that puzzle to make it harder for people. So hopefully you'll find that these template buttons, configure template buttons, will make it much easier to get these up and running. So like I mentioned, I'm going to do the spin the reel template, and this one, our scratch and win, and just our regular instant win all have a common configuration that you need to set up, and that's the instant win configuration in the form designer. So once you load up the template, go into the edit widget panel on the left hand side and find your instant win form, and then click edit form. That'll open up the form designer, and then up at the top you'll go to instant win, and you will enable instant win. And then you have 2 options here. You can do a static prize or you can do a unique prize. So if it's a static prize and I'm a winner, I win the same thing as any other instant winner. If you're doing unique prizes, then you would select yes on the use code list for prizes, and then you would be able to upload a CSV into your ShortStack account. It would be a 1-column CSV with each row being a different prize name. That could be a prize name, it can be a code, it could be a mix. So whatever you want to put into that 1 column in each of the rows. You then tell us how many prizes you're going to give away, and then you'll tell us the start date and the end date. What we do is we take the number of prizes and distribute it over the start and end date. So you want to make sure that you have enough prizes to at least do 1 prize a day. Once you've set that all up, you can also set it where you can limit how many times a person can win. So they'd still be able to enter more than 1 time if you wanted to, but if they're a winner, then you can make it where they can only win 1 prize per email address or whatever value you want to put in that field. Just a great way to make sure that someone doesn't win more than 1 thing. Hit save and exit, and so the distribution is now set up. You're good there. But now you want to set up the reels. So go to the very top, make sure that you're on edit off mode. So in the top left corner, it would either say edit on or it would say edit off, which is what you want for this next part. And it'll be a blue button. It'll say edit off and it'll be blue. So then what you'll do is you'll hit configure template. And this first screen that you see, this is showing you all of the different sunglasses that we have uploaded already. If you hover over one of them, you'll see a trash can icon. Click on that and it'll remove that image. So you can remove all of these and then upload your own. And when you hit add image, the media selector will open up and you just upload whatever image you want to place in there. You can do as many images as you want, and then you'll see above each of them there's a star. That star signifies that that is the winning image that needs to appear 3 times on the reel. So if they're a winner, that's the one that'll line up in a row 3 times. If they're not a winner, then what they'll see is just a mix of these images, 2 of one and 1 of another, or something, just a random mix. Go to spin settings, and you can test this out at the top. You can also simulate a winner. So there's two options here. You can simulate a winner, and then you can simulate a person who's not a winner. And then you can tell us how many columns you want to set this up for, how many rows, the number of rotations that you want the reels to go. And then you can do reel height, reel width. You can enable sound effects. Now there's only one set of sound effects, so it's either on or off. And then you can do spin duration for each of the 3 column of reels. Typically the first one will stop first, and then the second one and the third one, but it's completely up to you on how you want that to look. And then if you really configure all of this and you've made a mess of it, or you want to start from scratch again, you can go down to the bottom and hit reset to default, and you're all set. Go up to messaging, and then this is where you tell us what the spin button would say. So ours says spin, but you can change that to whatever you'd like. And then there's a "you're a winner" message, and then there's a "try again tomorrow" message. So winner text, loser text. Type in what you want. You're welcome to go into the source code if you're more of an HTML type of person, but you can put whatever content you would like in both of these sections. Hit save and exit, and now all that you have to do is style the rest of the campaign, which is either utilizing our drag and drop feature or our style panel, or a combination of all of that. It's however you want to go about customizing the rest of your campaign. Hit publish at the top, and you're all set. Okay, so one other template that I want to touch on is our knowledge quiz template. Jessica talked about it briefly, and I'm just going to dive into it a little bit. So that we have 2 variations of this. We have our knowledge quiz, and we have our personality quiz. Both are pretty similar. You are setting it up where it's 1 question at a time for your participants to answer. And then they will end up on an outcome. With the personality quiz, it's more of, we think you're this type of situation based on how you answer these products, or we recommend this product to you. With a knowledge quiz, you're giving them a score at the end. So they're testing how well they know a subject. And like I mentioned earlier, this particular template, like our other game quiz templates, has a configure template button at the top. This is where you're going to do most of the work with our quizzes. So click configure template, and the first section here is going to be your questions. We start you out with 5. You can hit the addition symbol at the end of 5 to add additional questions. And then each question, you can have text. You'll ask question 1. You'll put in the question there. And then for the choices, you can have an image. You can display only the image if you want, or you can do a combination of an image and text. So like we have here, we have the United States flag, and then we say USA. To the right of the USA, you'll see a circle. That is indicating what the right answer is. So select the circle next to the choice that is the correct choice. And if you scroll all the way down, you'll see a section where it says answer text. So there's 2 options here. There's answer is correct and answer is incorrect. So if you set it up where the answer is correct, then you're saying, hey, congrats, you got this correct. Here's a little bit more information about this. And then you can go to answer is incorrect, and then again, telling them whatever you want to tell them. We're making a suggestion here of saying, do an answer is correct message and an answer is incorrect. But if you want to take it a different approach, that's more than fine. And then if you scroll back up to the top, you can go to outcomes, and then this is where you configure each of the outcomes. Now, the outcomes are going to be scores, and you're going to use the slider bar at the top to decide which percentage each of these outcomes will have. Now, you can only take this so far depending on the number of questions that you have. So, if it's 4 questions only, then it's going to be, 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%. So configure this how you'd like. Each outcome can have its own image, and then there can be outcome content. Now, an important part of this is we stick an algorithm in here where we say total correct over total questions equals percent correct. So leave that in there if you want to show them the percentage that they got. If you accidentally remove that, you'll see that we provide the merge fields right above there. And then, again, type whatever you want specific to the percentage that they got. Now, you'll also see on the left-hand side, we have our form widget. If you turn that form widget off, which if you hover over it in the edit widget panel, click on the visibility icon and it'll say everyone when you hover over it. You can hit the inactive button. And if you do that, then we take them straight from answer the last question to the score that they got. If you keep the form on there, we will not only record whatever information that you asked for, but we will also record the answers to each of their questions and then the score that they got. So then that way you can break down your data even further if you so desire. The form will appear before they get their score, so it's a great way to get people to do that. Say, hey, you want to see what your score is? Fill out this form. So that's the personality quiz template. Pretty straightforward. It's a simple one to set up. Of course, you can change the colors and the header image that appears on here, but most of the work for this is done in that configure template button.
That was great. Thanks, Adam. One additional thing to note is that any paid ShortStack user has access to these templates because they're available on all of our plans. Now, take note of the links on the screen. This is where you can reach out to us with any questions that you have while setting these templates up on your own. But, of course, while we have you here, we'd be happy to answer any questions that you have for us now.
All right. That was a great video. Thank you so much, Jessica.
Yeah, you bet.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk you guys through live what it takes to build out a campaign. I think I'm going to start with the Reels campaign and take it as far as we can. Along the way, if anybody has questions, please use the Q&A feature of the Zoom panel. Ask us questions. It could be related to what I'm doing, or it could just be anything, anything about the video that you saw, or just ShortStack in general. This is just a great time to ask your questions. So with that, let me go ahead and get started. As always, when you want to build a campaign, you're just going to jump right into your account, click Create Campaign up here at the top, and then we're going to open up the template gallery. For those of you that are new to ShortStack, you might be like, well, why do you always open up the template gallery? We pride ourselves at ShortStack with providing a flexible platform, flexible in that you can change layout, design, branding, style, functionality, whatever you want to change. So ultimately what we're trying to do with our templates is say, hey, here's all these templates that we have. Find the one that is close to what you're wanting to do and then make it your own. We try very hard to provide templates that aren't going to be restrictive. Some of them, yes, have certain layouts that you have to kind of stick with, but for the most part, everything can be changed. Before I jump into a template, I do see we have a Q&A from Carlos. Is it possible to share a coupon or voucher to the customer who won any of these contests? I mean, not just a static image or score. Absolutely. With our instant win, you can display either a static prize. So if I'm a winner, I win the same thing as anyone else, or you can do a unique prize. What that would entail is you would upload a CSV into your ShortStack account, and it'd be one column. Every row would be a different prize name, or in your situation, a coupon code. And when someone wins, we'll provide them the next available prize in that list, and you can display it in the campaign itself. And we can also send them an autoresponder that also includes the name of the prize or the coupon that they received in the email, so then that way they have record of it. In fact, I always tell people, go the email approach. That's the best way to get people their information that, about what they won. We will also mark it in your account, say, hey, Adam Himmler, he filled out your contest, and we'll label him a winner. And if I did win something, we'll tell you what it is that I won. So you can always follow up and say, hey, congrats, you won our contest. Just to make sure you have everything regarding what you did win, here's all that information. So you could do it through Instant Win, and you can do it just by having people fill out a form. So you could set it up where someone fills out a form, and then you can send them an autoresponder with their coupon code in it. And you can configure it where, let's say you only have 100 coupons you want to give away. You can make it where your form will only accept 100 entries. And as soon as we hit 100, it can automatically be hidden so that we're not continually collecting people's information, making them think they're going to get a coupon. So once we hit 100, because that's the number of coupons you have, then the campaign can update and say, hey, we're all out of coupons, but follow us here or sign up for our emails so you can find out about future coupon giveaways. So yes, Carlos, you got a lot of options. When you want to start tackling one of those, you're not quite sure where to start, definitely hit us up in live chat, or you can email us, and we have a roughly a 30-minute average response time on our email support. So don't hesitate to contact us, and we'll be happy to get you pointed in the right direction and answer any other questions you might have, including today. Don't hesitate asking more questions. All right. So hopefully, Carlos, that helped you out. Let me know if anything else comes up. Let's jump back in. So what you will do is you jump into your template gallery, and I want to do a Reels template. We'll come up here to quizzes and games, scroll down, and here's the spin the reel. Now, if you want to test out a template before you make the decision to start with it, just click this preview template icon right here, and then we'll show you a live version of it. And then that way you can check it out, test it, see what you think firsthand. So scroll down, fill out the form. Great, I want a form. So this looks like it has what I need. So I'll come up here and say, use this template. And it's okay if you start with a template that, if you need to start with another one, there's no limit to how much you can do with your ShortStack account. So, if you just want to kick the tires and see what's what, go for it. Now, as mentioned in our video, some of our templates have their own setup. And these setups are configured with this button up at the top. You want to make sure to be able to click on this, you want to make sure you're in the edit off mode. If you're on edit on, it's just another element that you can, edit or what have you. Don't edit it though, just leave it alone. But if you want to actually click on that button, go edit off, click on it. This particular template, the settings that'll open up are specific to the reel motion feature, all of that. First thing we'll show you here is all the images that will be loaded into the reel mechanism. So you delete the ones you don't need, unless you're Ray-Ban or Oakley, feel free to take out all of these and then just add a new one. And then you'll hit the star to tell us that's the winning sequence, meaning if they land on the winner phase, it'll be 3 of these sunglasses that'll show up in the reel. The other approach is if they're not a winner, it'll just be 3 random images that will line up. Then you go to spin settings. And like I mentioned before, we pride ourselves in flexibility. And you're going to see that here. So with spin settings, if I scroll down, we let you pretty much change anything. You can increase the number of columns on your reel. Like you saw in Jessica's example that she was doing, she had 4. The default is 3. So you can just change that column right here. You can include additional rows, which the rows would be the rows of images. And then how many rotations will happen, how high, how big, how wide the reel is. And then you can also enable different spin durations. Typically, and we're familiar with this because we're in Reno, Nevada, lots of gambling here. But typically when the reels are spinning, one hits, then the next, then the next. It's kind of like a set order, like 1, 2, 3. but you can control that. So if you wanted the middle one to stop first and then the next, the one at the right and one at the left, feel free. There's no right or wrong answers. And then come up to messaging and you'll have the play button text. So, the button that they click on to make the reels go. We have it set to spin, put in the word that you like. And then here's the winner text. Here's the loser text. Typically, when you get into text kind of situations like this, if you're more of an HTML kind of person, open up that source code and you can type up all of the HTML that you so desire. Hit save and exit when you're all set, and now your reel is updated. After this, it's just a matter of updating the rest of the campaign, whether that's having to change the header, the button, the text. Make sure when you are doing that stuff, it's easy to just go into edit on mode, hover over what you want to change, and then either delete it, drag and drop, click the pencil icon to open up the settings. This one that I clicked on is a rich text widget. So, basically I can type whatever I want. Save and exit, and it's instant change. Here's your form. We keep it simple with our forms just for template sake, especially for testing. We don't need you to have to type in a bunch of stuff. But of course, every promotion is different. You might want to ask for different information. So to set that up, click Design Form. Now you're in the Form Designer. Over here on the left-hand side, you have your standard fields: name, email, address, city, state, zip, country, phone, age. Now with an instant win, it can be any kind of contest you want. If you want to collect photos, you can do a photo upload. That's fine. Video upload, GIFs. In fact, you could even set it up where everyone that enters, they get entered in for a grand prize. But you're incentivizing, you're encouraging people to still participate because there's a bunch of little prizes that they can instantly win. Again, going back to the idea of no right or wrong answers. It's however you want to set it up. We try to be as unrestricted as possible. And then, if you wanted to ask a more unique question, that's where text fields, custom fields come into play. For instance, if I wanted to add a checkbox in here, and by the way, if you want to add something, just drag and drop it. And we'll say here, yes, I want to get your rad emails. Sign me. Whoops, I am all over the place. There we go. Sign me up for your newsletter. Any field you add can be made required, optional. You can change the instructions that show up, error messages. Everything kind of has its own set of features that you can manipulate. Now, you also want to go into the form designer because right up here we have instant win. And this is where you set up the instant win configuration. So Carlos, kind of circling back to your question, if you wanted to give away coupons for an instant win and each one needed to be different, you'll come right here and say, yes, I want to enable instant win and use code for list for prizes. Now, our terminology is a little deceiving maybe because we're saying use code list for prizes. That doesn't mean you have to upload a list of codes. It's just a list of prize names, codes, honestly, whatever you want to put into that one column in each row, it's completely up to you. That's what we'll display to each of the people that win the item that's next available. So if you need to upload a unique list, just hit yes. We'll prompt you to upload that list. I already have some lists in here. We'll show you how many were in the list and then how many are remaining if it's already started. And then tell us how many prizes you're going to give away. So let's say it's 100 prizes. And then tell us the start date and the end date. That's very important because basically what happens is we take the number of days that your contest is going to run, we'll take the number of prizes and distribute it over that number of days to the best of our ability. So if it's 10 days, 100 prizes, 10 prizes a day. If it was, 13 days and 10 prizes, it's not going to be completely equal across the board, but that's okay. We typically like to say, have at least enough prizes so that every day has at least one prize to give away. And then tell us the time zone that it should adhere to. And then you can also limit the number of times a person can win a prize. Because let's face it, some of us are very lucky people. Some people win the lotto more than one time. Someone could easily win more than one of your prizes. But if you don't want that to happen, just say yes here and tell us how many times a person is able to win. If they're a winner, then the next time, if they are or potentially can be a winner again, we'll see that, hey, they've already won. You set it to 1 win, so don't give them the prize. Keep it available for the next person. Once you set this up, you're happy with what you got, hit save and exit, and that's it. I didn't finish my parameters. So, we try to keep you covered. We don't want you to set anything up that's going to be, broken essentially. So make sure that you finish the configuration of everything. And now we're all set. So let us know. We must be tackling all the right things because no questions so far. So that's like spin the reel. Now, once you get spin the reel locked down, you basically understand how instant win works regardless, because we have the 3 different templates. The spin the reel, which we got here. We have a scratch and win. So instead of a reel, it's that scratch off image, which is super fun when you're on mobile. If you're ever going to do an instant win and a lot of people are going to be on their phone doing it, go the scratch and win side. It's just, there's a certain level of excitement when you see that image on your phone and you can literally scratch it off with your thumb. People love scratch off cards. That's basically what you're delivering to them digitally on their phone. The third option we have is just they fill out the form and they immediately see if they're a winner or not. There's no, real scratch off. And rumor has it, we're working on a 4th one that involves a wheel. So keep your eyes open for that. Well, fantastic. I think, I've covered a lot of what I wanted to. Seems like you guys have gotten all the information that you need because, we only had the 1 question. So, kudos to me and Jessica. we did a good job. But as Jessica mentioned, there are certainly additional ways that you can reach out to us. Jess, did you want to add anything else?
Yeah, actually, I would like to leave everyone with just a tidbit about our next training. And our next training is going to be on May 13th, same time, 10 a.m. Pacific time. And we're going to be doing a training on how to use ShortStack for your website. So how to use ShortStack for your website. So everyone thinks that, we use ShortStack mostly for landing pages and contests or whatever, but ShortStack can be a great tool to use for pages on your website. So we're going to go over things like that. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
We use it for our website too. Like, in fact,
absolutely.
Some of you may have already done it, but we have a form on there where you can ask us questions. That's a ShortStack form. It's just sitting there. And we did it that way because there's features that we can enable that aren't easy to just code out by hand. So it'll be a great subject to cover. Real quick, I think we got a Q&A here. From Carlos again. When defining dates, can you specify just working days or weekends? Not currently, but it is something that we're working on actually. So right now it's just going to span, a date range like you saw. But our next update to Instant Win is going to allow you to actually drill down to very specific days and very specific time frames. So keep an eye open for that. I don't know the set time frame for it, but it is something that many clients have asked for. So, and that's the other thing with ShortStack is, we're always listening and we're always looking at trends. For instance, we have a TikTok integration and that's because TikTok is hot. People love TikTok. They want to get into TikTok. So we want to make sure that we're providing all the different options that are available because at the end of the day, we want to be your one-stop shop, whether it is for promotions or like you're going to learn next month for your own website tools. Make sure, Carlos, sign up for our newsletter if you haven't, because we announce a lot of our new features there. And then check our the dashboard. When you first log into ShortStack, there's the dashboard. We announce new stuff there all the time. So just keep your ears, eyes open. We'll make sure that you hear about that big update. All right. Well, I think we're all set, Jessica. What do you think?
I think we're all set. I think we can wrap her up.
Fantastic. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us on this fine April day. Like Jess said, we'll see you again next month. And just to recap, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Live chat, email support, whatever you guys need, questions, building something, where to start. reach out, let us know. We're here to help.
Cool. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye, everybody.